Welcome to Stalingrad. So, first thing I want to say is that this mission is the work of Sir Hinkle, and it's a Assault Squad 2 mod you can download, Sir Hinkle's mod missions. It's really good. I've modified it slightly, and I'm playing as the Germans and Italian forces. They're going to move into the main urban area of Stalingrad. This is a depiction of the 1942 assault. And I'm going to try and move in on two flanks, going up that left side and then up the right side. And there's a bridge on the right side which I want to try and cross, form a defensive line on the other side of the river. And anticipating a Russian counter-strike, I'm going to try and hold my ground and then push forward and capture the main part of Stalingrad. The area around the centre here, where I'm going to try and combine my two flanking forces, is the post office, and that's the main objective I want to try and capture. And once I've captured that, I'm going to just send a force up just to kind of cover my flanks, and I'm going to hopefully have established a firm foothold in the city. Let's see how I get on. So, got a pretty formidable force of German and Italian troops. So immediately encountering stiff resistance from Russian infantry. Turning fire with artillery salvos, trying to hit those buildings. Lots of rubble, lots of areas for infantry to hide in. So T-34s moves up over the bridge, lots of infantry with LMGs pinning down my infantry. Russian forces moving up, keeping them pinned down with an anti-aircraft gun in the warehouse. Need to move up some squads of infantry, trying to establish some ground on that roadside. So I've got a collection of tanks here, mostly medium tanks, nothing too heavy. No Tigers, mostly Panzers and Stugs. Got a half track moving in with some infantry. Lots of Soviet troops trying to defend that warehouse. So I need to try and engage those guys. I'm going to move up one of my Panzers. I need to try and gain a presence on that left flank, take that warehouse. Moving over to the rail yard. Looks like it's clear. It's got another Panzer moving in here. And go up that main road. I think there's still possibly a T-34 up there somewhere. I may have engaged it by now. So I've got some artillery that are keeping my units covered. Engaging the infantry in that building on the left. T-34's down. So stiff resistance, and I've moved up this roadside, taken out a T-34. Sweep this building of infantry. Lots of infantry hiding in the rubble, but they're mostly dealt with now. Cleared that LMG position out, and I'm almost by the bridge. Got troops in the warehouse on the right flank. Russian forces are still trying to move up the bridge though. Lots of infantry coming down in squad sizes, trying to regain some ground. Sweep that, cleared that position with a nade by the looks of it. Got my infantry moving in now. Lots of Soviets in that pile of rubble by that crater. Okay, my squad's getting annihilated, I'm going to pull them back. Looks like a bit of a kill box. There's a bit of cover I can use, but not a lot there. Soviets have got a good angle there, they can see me coming from multiple positions. It's a kind of portico there, but I can't go through that. Try and get my tank a bit closer. Whoa, tank's on fire. I think that may have been a Molotov thrown at the tank there. Still troops in that warehouse. Tank, the engine's down on that tank. So there's multiple LMG positions I need to try and clear. The Russians have got some pretty nice drum-based LMGs, I can't remember what they're called now. But they're keeping my infantry pinned down pretty good. Lost the tank. Well, I can use that tank as cover. Move forward my MG42 guy here. Try and get some troops in that warehouse. So I've just got to sneak forward a bit. That's it. Oh, okay, well he cleared the way. No, he's still alive. He cleared the left flank. No, he's not engaged the right. Excellent. Still some guys there though. Should probably reinforce that left flank a little bit. Lots of Russian infantry by the roadside there, just by the side of the bridge on the right, using a wall as cover. Need to try and sweep them, flank them from the left, maybe use the half-tracks LMG to deal with them. Still got this squad of Russian infantry in the rubble by that crater. Enemies on the other side of the river, opening up on me. It's not, I keep calling it a river, it's not a river, it's some sort of railroad. So I've got a Stug moving in. I'm going to try and clear the area with some high explosive rounds. Good for urban assaults. I've got to surround that Russian squad by that crater. Try and create a bit of a crossfire, sweep them out. Still infantry in the building to my left. Whoa, Stug took a hit there from a Molotov. Enemy infantry are causing mayhem right now. Stug's down, crew have bailed. That wasn't good. I moved the Stug too far up without any infantry backup and very vulnerable. The Soviets have got lots of Molotovs. So I'm going to pound that area with a bit of artillery. I haven't got many artillery cannons, I have to be careful with them. Limited ammunition as well. And it looks like I've got lots of vehicles, but a lot of them are trucks, medium tanks, so I have to be careful with them. Lots of infantry, Italian and German infantry from the 1st and 8th armies respectively. I think some Romanians as well. Like I say, I didn't make this mission, I've modified the mission, quite considerably modified it in places, but the work is mostly Sir Hinkle's, so all credit to him for creating this excellent mission. I was looking at doing my own Stalingrad from scratch, but as soon as I saw this I just thought I'll use this. MG42 moving in. He's done a lot of good work, this guy. So I'm controlling this guy directly, just trying to sweep the area of infantry. He must have killed about 5 or 6 guys. Shit. Oh, okay, he took a hit. He almost got into cover there, but not quite. A hero's gone down. It's a shame. Okay, moving in. Lots of enemy on the right flank. I need to try and sweep them out. Looks like most of them have been dealt with actually. Boom, there you go. Got the half track moving in, finally onto the bridge itself now. Got another tank, some artillery. Lots of infantry ready to move. So there are a ton of infantry just ready to engage me as soon as I cross over the bridge. So I need to try and do what I can with artillery, but I'm going to have to face them eventually. Attack them head on. Going to move a squad over. There's still an enemy squad by that crater. It's an LMG just ready to engage me as soon as I cross over. I'm going to have to attack them though. Let's see what happens. Okay, well that was a disaster. Lost a whole squad there, probably about 10 or so guys. They just ran into that LMG head on very difficult position to try and flank. That LMG gunner can see me coming from multiple positions. I'm going to have to send a tank up, another tank. Already lost a couple of tanks though, and as you can see most of the tanks I've got are pretty light now. The Stug was about the best tank I had. I may have another one. Right, I'm going to move in onto this side of the rail track now. Half track's moving up. Okay, gained a foothold. Let's see what's going on this street up here on the right. Okay, instantly engaged and multiple troops on those windows. It's going to be quite a tough position to clear actually. I need to try and throw some numbers at that right flank. Moving through the rubble. Lots of burnt out buildings, lots of cover the enemy can use. They can see me coming, ambush me pretty easily. So I'm just peppering those windows with fire. Just trying to keep them pinned really. Don't know what that half track guy's doing. He's drunk by the looks of it. Trying to move him forward. AI's glitching out. I know we're good. No, what the hell is he doing? I just hope the AI sorts themselves out there. Yep, I think well, they're over anyway. Moving in the artillery a bit closer to get some better range. Got to move another tank up. So let's look at the map. So there's still a lot of enemy on the left flank I've not dealt with yet, and I have to deal with that before I can proceed. So I'm going to have to focus back on the left flank in a second. Finally sweep that area of infantry. Very tough, difficult terrain to attack. Lots of ambush opportunities by the Soviets. So I'm smashing that area of artillery now. Got a few more tanks moving in. Some sort of train depot, got to clear this. Lots of infantry ready to defend this position on the going up the staircase. There's a house overlooking this. Not a good angle of attack. I haven't got much choice though. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a fish in the barrel situation for my troops. Soviets have got the high grounds, but this light tank's able to give them some cover. Now, believe it or not, there are still infantry in that crater on the right there, but they're isolated. Okay, that tank's destroyed. Should have expected that, really. Got too close to the infantry. So lots of infantry coming out of that building by the train depot, reinforcing the position. In fact, they're attacking, they're countering. So my tanks could be vulnerable here. My whole attack was wiped out there. Lost a whole wave of troops. You know what, I'm just going to move them forward. Try and get the infantry over there as well. What the hell? God damn it, I forgot about the guys. There's still Russian troops by that crater, I forgot about that. So they can pick my troops off as they try and move over the left there. Gotta deal with those troops. This is getting silly now. They're pretty much holding up my entire attack. Just 3 or 4 guys. And that was pretty common of what went on during Stalingrad. Small groups of Soviet troops holding huge columns of Axis forces at bay for a long period of time, such as the grain silo. 50 troops held their ground for days on end. Just goes to show a bit of determination. Really goes a long way when you're defending. So this half track's still in the fight. I'm just going to move some troops up. Just a few. I want to assert my position on that right flank, but as you can see from the map, the Soviets have sort of opened me up a little bit on the left flank there. I've got a lot of units doing nothing, sitting around. I need to move them up. One thing about this mission as well is the enemy forces reinforce, they counter. There's lots of interesting scripts going on. So I don't really know what to expect. It's got a lot of vehicles here that I don't particularly want to use. I'm just going to keep them at bay. Very much last resorts, really. Lots of infantry, but you need it when you're attacking urban environments. You really do need the numbers. So there's one guy left by the looks of it, still holding his ground. We'll try and get an aid in there. Fuck's sake. Jesus. Well, that guy's going to get the Order of Stalin at this rate. This is bloody Zaitsev himself by the looks of it. He just wipes out 3 or 4 squads of troops there. I think there's literally just one guy left with a LMG. I'm just going to have to hope that he eventually runs out of ammo or runs away. Sometimes in war you just have to focus on the bigger picture. I could spend a long time losing troops against solo guys. Let's look back on this right flank, move a tank up, maybe clear that building a bit. Oh, don't tell me it's stuck. Yes, nice direct hit there. Unfortunately the tank's no... Okay, for a minute I thought the tank was stuck there, which would have been very frustrating. Very difficult terrain. But I need my tanks. My attack's going to falter entirely if I can't get tanks over that side of the railroad. Here we go. Okay, I think that building's clear. So I need to be very careful with these tanks. I haven't got many of them, and I'm expecting lots of Soviet anti-tank cannons hiding in these buildings. I've not seen any yet, but I know that they're out there. Whoa, speak of the devil. One just opened up. Shit, Molotov. Okay, took out that. No, maybe killed that. Fuck. Okay, well, tank down. Molotov and an anti-tank cannon opens up. Anti-aircraft gun. Okay, that flank's very well defended. The approach is covered. It's going to be hard work, this. Need to at least engage that cannon. Maybe clear this building of infantry. Whoops. Looks like that tank on the left there has been destroyed as well. Obviously engaged by the anti-tank cannons. Okay, this is where the battle's going to start getting really tough, I can tell. I've kind of cleared the area, the easy areas, but this is really the key part of the town. This seems like the town square to me. I'm not entirely sure why I did that, to be honest. Moved the half track up into harm's way there. That was a complete waste by me. But it's exposed another Soviet position on the right there. There were at least 4 or 5 anti-tank cannons. It's quite intimidating. So Soviet forces in trenches, and I still haven't figured out what to do with this left flank. I'm going to have to just attack again, second wave of attack, just to try and take out that train depot. Maybe hold that position, move some infantry over the staircase there, try and get a little angle, little opening. Shit, this guy's still alive. This is unbelievable. Gonna get a grenade in there. Nade out. Who's that guy? Whoa. It's Italian troops. It's very frustrating. I'm gonna have to try and flank him on the left. No, he's opened up. Fuck. Absolute massacre. I mean, this is the sort of thing that happens, you know, in war. It's surprising, but I mean, I just have to move on. I can't fight. I could spend an hour trying to deal with that one guy. I mean, I could probably spam that area with artillery, perhaps. I mean, he's bound to run out of ammo. Or, I just don't know. What have we got left? See, although it looks like I've got lots of troops left, most of them are ineffectual trucks and just weird artillery units and stuff, so I'm losing more units than I was anticipating at this stage, I must say. probably in the fight though. What's this? Unfortunately, some of these vehicles are I just don't want to use them. They're just not how I play Men of War. I want to use tanks and infantry. I don't want to focus on anti-tank cannons and stuff like that. But these artillery pieces are pretty useful. I'm going to try and use these more. I need to utilise these to pound this whole area. Artillery usually saves the day, quite frankly. Some sort of odd bug with the artillery, which I've not seen before. But something's not quite right with that artillery, I must say. It's firing into the sky. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Just another problem I've got to deal with. Right, so I've moved in some anti-aircraft guns, and I'm going to just try and use them to utterly annihilate that whole area. I think I've engaged that LMG gunner. I think he's down. So it took an anti-aircraft gun to kill that guy. I've got another Stug pounding that building. So the Soviets have lost quite a few troops now on that side. And I think if I just continue to spam it with this sort of weaponry, then I may have a chance of getting across there. So the way is clear finally for my troops to move up. And I'm going to have to continue pounding away with the artillery. Hopefully a few shots will make it over there. That's more like it. So I'm just engaging that building, just being cautious here. I think I've finally done enough to move those troops up. They should be okay. Still taking a few hits, but hopefully they get across. Okay, nice. They've got across by the looks of it. A few troops left there, but should be able to sweep it out. Shit. More enemies there. Okay, dealt with. You got to micromanage sometimes in this game. It's the only way. Right, it looks like I've established an opening on the left flank. Tentatively, I'm confident that that's an opening. That was hard work. A little bit of movement on the map there. Looks like the Soviets are up to no good. Still all to play for on both sides, I think. Let's see what happens. So the artillery's finally doing its job, which I think might open the way for this tank to creep over here, see if he can get a sneaky shot out. Lining it up. Oh, I need to get a little closer. Just got to do it. Shit. Oh, main gun destroyed. So that tank's essentially useless now. I can try and repair the tank. I have to repair it really. But as many of you know, repairing is generally not my style. Okay, gonna try and capture this checkpoint. Right, we've captured the centre there, which is good. I can establish a base of fire there. Move up some more units. Move up more infantry on the right flank. I'm not entirely sure what this unit is. It's some sort of artillery cannon. I might use it at some point. Prefer the conventional howitzers though. Lost a crew there. Lost an artillery gun there. The crew got killed. I'm not quite sure how that happened. Right. I'm not going to move them too close. I'm just going to see what's going on up the road. Okay, immediately taking hits. There's infantry around there. Not many though. So I've only got a couple more tanks, which is not good. I know I've got a few more. 5 tanks by the looks of it. A flak 88 might be useful if I can get him in a good position, which is half the effort. That truck's stuck. I feel like I've accomplished what I set out to achieve as stage 1 of this assault. I've basically taken the railroad, moved over to the other side of the rail line, established a bit of a front line, got a bit of a defensive setup going on now. Just ebbing forward, picking away at the Soviet defences. Still lots of resistance though. Get nade out there. There's work to be done, but it's going reasonably smoothly, I'd say. Trying to move infantry up, but there's a whole world of hurt. Lots of open spaces, no cover. Shit. Soviets poised for my assault.